guys, today we're going to solve this question, defuse the bomb. So what question says is basically there is a bomb and we need to defuse it before the times run out. So there is some kind of algorithm which we need to run to decode the code. So how the algorithm works? So first of all, I'm gonna pick up the easy part for you. So let's say if my value k value is comes out to be 0. So we just need to do nothing, bro. I mean, just this is size of the array. Let's say it is n. So we just need to pass the an array of size n whose values are 0. So yeah, that's it. That's a third case, which is the easiest one. So I mean, our main concern is not about this since it's kind of easy. So basically, let's say there is a case in which the value of k is positive. So in this case, how can we decode the code for the bomb? So if I'm right over at this place 5, so I need to sum of this. So why this? Basically, for this value to be decoded, the size of the value of k is 3. So the window size is 3. So I need to do basically, if this is I, then I'm just gonna give the sum of I plus 1 and then I plus then k plus then 1. So basically this is the size of the window. So once we do this computation, it comes out to be 12. Now next, it is kind of easy but and straightforward, but here's a catch. Now let me just change the color. So what if I'm right over here at this 7? So once I try to do this kind of same formula, what comes out to basically is this. Let's say this index is 2 and this is 3, but I try to compute this, I got another index 4. So if I try to put this in array, it's gonna give me a outer bound error. So how to deal with this guy? So basically in this question, it is mentioned that this kind of array is a circular array. So if this is circular array, which means that if I come at this point, I simply going to just connect this to this, which means that if I'm right over here, this means that I'm right over at index 0. So if I'm at index 4, I'm at index 0. So if I try to sum this thing up, it is 5 and this is 5, then it comes out to be 10. So the main catch is how can we convert this 4 into 0 to make it work? So in maths, basically we have a modular function. So what does it tell is basically, let's say I'm at the index 4, and if I try to do a mod of 4 with 4, it comes out to be 0. So you must be thinking why it is like that and why it is working fine. So basically in mod, I'm just gonna draw some. Basically in mod, let's say we have particular kind of number. Let's say I say 3. So if I try to draw a circle or a spiral, if the value is 0, it comes out to be 0. 0 mod 3 0. Then 0 mod 1 is 1 and 0 mod 2 is 2. And it keeps on running. Let's say 3, then it is 4, then it is 5. So no matter how much value I increase, if I try to mod with this value, it always comes out to be these three numbers and it will never get outer bound. So that's how it works. So in our case, basically, we never want to go outer bound of our array. So whatever the value comes after it, let's say it is 4, so we're always going to mod it with the size of our array. So in this way, we will be simply able to tackle this question. Now here is another catch. I mean, this one also the simplest part, but now we are getting to the main game. So let's say in this game, we have also given that, I mean, the question guys, not the game. So it is also given that the value of k is also negative. So what if the value of k is negative? So what does it basically means that if I'm at this position 5, I want to sum up of these numbers. So what the hell are these numbers? So these number indexes are -1, then -2, and then -3. So these number are nothing but these number. And luckily in Python for us, -1 basically means this. I mean, it is already coded in this way. I mean, -1 is this, -2 is this. So I mean, we don't need to do a lot of code, but in other languages such as Java and CPP, we need to do a lot of computation just to make sure that it is under bound. So once I'm over here, let's say the index of me. I mean the point right over here is, let's say I. So what I'm gonna do is I -1. That's cool. I mean, it is the back side of it. Just let adjust it to it left side. Now, since and how much the size of the array should be? I mean, it's obviously going to be k, but it's negative. So if let's say it is -1, if I do a simple computation, it -1, which is I mean I over here is 0, and it is right over is -1, so it's 0 -1, and then if I do minus k, what the value comes out to be? I mean it's kind of weird. I mean -1, then -3, and this is becomes a positive. I mean it's just simply put -1, then it's going to become a +3, and it becomes a value of 2. Oh my god, I mean it's kind of weird. I mean basically we were talking about the -2, but why are we getting 2? I mean it's kind of wrong. I mean that's not what we want. So for this, the question, I mean, actually, it should have told us that since it is an easy question, they should have told us that pick the value of k as an absolute value, which means just pick the positive value of k instead of negative. Although we know that negative just depict that it is a case, but to make sure that it works, we need to just instead of using the -3, we can simply use the +3. So if I use a +3, it's become negative, and it simply becomes -4. So basically, this is the range -4, but we just gonna exclude this part. We just gonna focus on this part since the size of array is this. Yeah, that's it. And in the end also we need to subtract it by -1, so it's gonna handle, it's gonna become -3. So let this guy code this thing up. It's kind of easy and straightforward. So let me just guys zoom it for you guys, so just to make it more clear for you. So let's say I have a variable n. I'm just going to store the length of the code. Nice. Now what next I need to do? I need to iterate over the array of size n. So basically range and this of size n. Now cool. So first of all, I'm going to initialize a value of 0. Like I've said earlier, that there is a case in which k comes out to be 0. So if that case exists, simply we're going to return the value of this. How? Let's show me how. I mean, if k is greater than 0, if k is less than 0, and you must be thinking, I mean, if k is 0, I mean, we don't even need to care about that case, since our array is already initialized in that format. So even though if I encounter any k, it's gonna maintain that state. So let's say for j in range, I shown that it's gonna be exceeding the limit I plus 1, then I plus 1 plus the size of the window, basically plus k, and I'm going to simply add up the value in the result, and I just like this and just code it up, and right over there I'm going to put the value of j. Since j could be outer bound, like I've shown in the code, it could be 4 or 5. Just to make under the bound, we just want to model with the size of the array. Next, we have to deal with this situation. In this situation, we're gonna run the loop in reverse order. So basically, for j in range, we're gonna iterate over I minus 1 to, if we're trying to do, we're gonna put bigger value right over here, I minus 1. Then we're gonna put the absolute value of k, just I have mentioned the case over there, and I'm gonna put minus 1 just to make sure that loop will run in opposite direction, in reverse. Then I'm gonna add up with I, and then I'm gonna add with c, and then simply code it up, and just to make sure it is underbound. Since it is a negative value in a Python, it's easy, so it's gonna work. I just hope, guys, hopefully it will work. Okay, it doesn't work. It just messed up in a particular case. So let me just check what could be the cause. Okay, it seems like I have reversed the reverse lot. It's kind of reverse code. The initial value should start from here. Then it will go up to there. So hopefully now it will work fine. This could be one of the cause. Still I really don't know. Yeah, let's just submit it. I hopefully it will work, guys. Just hope we always live on hopes. Yeah, that's it. That's how we can defuse the bomb. So congratulations, we did, bro. Yeah.